Hi there. My name is Billy Sunday. You might have heard my name in some older Bible stories, or maybe not at all. But back in the early 1900s, I was the most well-known evangelist in the world. Before that, I was a professional baseball player. But the real story isn't about fame or fast pitches. It's about how God turned my life upside down in the best way possible. Just to rewind a little bit, so I was born in 1862 right in Ames, Iowa. Life didn't start easy for me. My father died serving in the Civil War just a few months after I was born. So my mother was left to raise us on her own. And eventually, she had to send me and my brother to an orphanage. Those were tough years. But even then, God was already shaping my path. Though I had no idea at the time. Now, I wasn't much of a scholar, but I could run fast. That's what got me into baseball. I started playing in majors in 1880s. With the Chicago White Stockings, the Pittsburgh Alleghenies, and later the Philadelphia Phillies. People love my speed. I once ran bases 14 seconds flat with no stop. I wasn't the best hitter, to tell you the truth, but I made a name for myself. But here's where the story shifts a little bit. One night in Chicago, I was walking down the street when I heard some folks singing hymns from the Pacific Garden Mission. I stopped in my tracks. Those songs reminded me of my mother singing when I was a little boy. That moment hit me hard. It stirred something in me. Not long after that, I gave my life to Christ. From there, everything changed. So I left baseball long behind me and joined YMCA. I didn't care about the money anymore. I just wanted to do something that mattered. I started working with a traveling evangelist named J. Wilbur Chapman. That's where I learned how to preach. Now, not from a pulpit, but from my heart, with passion, with conviction, and sometimes a little bit of drama. By 1896, I started preaching on my own. Let me tell you, I wasn't your typical preacher. I didn't stand still, never read quietly from the Bible. I moved, I shouted, I jumped on chairs if I had to. I wanted people to wake up and hear the truth. I used everyday language that I know, such as baseball metaphors, jokes, whatever got the point across. I did not preach to impress the theologians. I preached for the people. I preached for the factory workers, the farmers, the mom, even the kid in the back row who didn't think he mattered. And man, let me tell you, Nell, my wife, oh boy, she was everything. She organized every detail of our campaign, such as the schedule, the press, the finances. She made sure everything ran smoothly so I could focus on my preaching. I couldn't have done it without her. So we traveled city to city, setting up huge wooden tabernacles with some sawdust on the floor. We called it hitting the dust trail. When people came forward during the invitation to Christ, people just sit it. That phrase caught on, and before long it was a part of American revival language. I did preach to millions, literally, before microphones, before TV, before social media, and still people crowd. Why? Because I wasn't offering them any religion. I was offering Jesus. I was offering hope, change, and forgiveness. Now, I wasn't shy about the issue of the day, not even a little bit. I was loud about my support for prohibition. I believe alcohol was destroying families and communities. I've seen this firsthand, so yeah, I preach against drinking, gambling, corruption, you name it. Some folks still thought I was too fired up. Others loved it. But I wasn't there to win any popularity contests. I was there to see life change. Not everything was easy. I lost children. I faced some criticism from the press, from the theologians, even from other Christians, unfortunately. People said I was too theatrical, too simple, too bald. Maybe I was, but I always believe if God can use a poor boy from Iowa to preach his words, then he can use anyone. I preached until the end of my life in 1935. Thousands came to faith. Even though the world looks very different now, I think the heart of my message still matters. We're all looking for hope. We're all looking for peace. And it doesn't come from success. It doesn't come from money or even baseball. It comes from knowing the Christ. So here's what I had to tell you. Don't wait. If you feel that nudge in your heart, the way I did that night outside the mission, lean into it. God's not waiting for perfect people. He is looking for willing ones. Thank you for letting me share my story. God bless you.